Hey guys, if you're anything like me, you've been on social media and you've seen a lot of concern and even outrage lately over Disney or teachers teaching kids to be gay or transsexual or something. This is one of those political issues that actually does have an identifiable core, but is so surrounded by political BS that it's hard to cut through or it just turns people off. So let's get to it. I'm going to show why it's probably a nothing burger. It may even be illegal. It may not ever be used as law. And then we'll get to things that actually matter. So the Florida legislature voted on House Bill 1557, and they passed that bill. And that bill was signed by Governor Ron DeSantis, who is considered to be a front runner for president in 2024. The bill will take effect on July 1st this year. And the crux of the bill is, quote, classroom instruction by school personnel or third parties on sexual orientation or gender identity may not occur in kindergarten through grade 3, or in a manner that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students. So it's kind of vague. People who support the law say, hey, it's the parents. Let the parents handle those LGBTQ topics. And, if the school, this is kind of government overreach. If the school wants to do this, then we can sue them. And the bill actually does give an option for a lawsuit if the policy is violated. Opponents of the bill say, hey, they're calling it the Don't Say Gay bill, if you've heard that. They're saying, hey, this is just a cheap shot at LGBTQ kids and parents, and it's not really necessary. Ron DeSantis said that the Don't Say Gay bill is sloganeering, and said that this is all about gender identity wokeness or something, which is sloganeering. I don't know, I just found that funny. And he said, I don't care what Hollywood says, I don't care what big corporations say, here I stand, I'm not backing down. So on what basis does he support this then? Because it's not the people's will. According to a poll on public opinion by Public Opinion Research Lab, it showed that 49% of people opposed this bill and 40% approved. Now, polling is not the most accurate thing in the world. I think it can give us a ballpark on how people think about things, but it's not like 70% of people support this. Like, there's not a majority. It's not a simple majority. It's not a big majority. It's not close. Okay, so I guess this is his own prerogative. This is his own take on things, and this is all this pushback on wokeism or whatever you want to call it. My first response and concern as an independent is, like, is this actually a problem? Do we have teachers in school teaching students about or to be gay or transsexual? And I have not seen any instance of that. I have not seen a single video or article or anything about this where this even purportedly occurred. I saw one. I don't know if it was a meme or it was like, obviously it was fake news or satire or something, but it was like a teacher is in trouble because a cat or a student who identified as a cat wanted to be addressed as meow and the teacher wouldn't do it, so they got fired or something ridiculous, something completely unbelievable, which I'm sure some people believe that. But do we have that? Do we have any of these things happening in schools? Like, I don't see it. And I don't see any benefit to sitting around crafting these laws that are aiming at a problem that doesn't exist. Like, do Floridians not have other things to be concerned about? Is there really, is this really that big of an issue in Florida? And way to put more weight on the shoulders of teachers. Like, they don't have enough shit to worry about, whether it's fighting against having their pensions taken away or in Kentucky, or having a parent come and screaming at them because their son took a shit on a piece of paper and the teacher gave him a D minus, but the parent apparently thinks that they deserve more. But now we have, Sally wants to know why Timmy has two dads, and then you're putting the teacher in that scenario where they have to say something and could potentially be held legally accountable for it. Now, I don't think this is it's not an issue. First of all, this doesn't happen in classrooms. Again, there's no examples of this, number one. And number two, what's covered in classrooms is voted on and discussed by a board, the Board of Education. And I've yet to see anywhere where anyone has pointed out that teaching about homosexuality and transsexuality to elementary schoolers is something that's covered in elementary school curriculum. Again, this is a nothing burger. But if a case does make it, like to the Florida Supreme Court or something, I mean, if a teacher says, well, Sally, Timmy has two dads. Some families have two dads. Some families have two moms. Some have one mom. Some have one dad. Some have, a mom and a grandma living in the home. There are many different types of family units other than the traditional mom and dad and 3.7 kids or whatever it is. Are they really, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Handcuff teachers? Like, what do you want them to say? What do people want them to say? It's just ridiculous. And then this whole notion about, Disney came out and Disney's like, hey, we don't support the bill, which Disney's weird anyway about Disneyland and regardless, all that stuff is irrelevant, but they, Disney said, hey, we don't support this bill, and now people are very upset at Disney because they're, now Disney is engaging in grooming where, I don't know, people are upset because Disney has a gay character or wants a gay character or something. I don't get it. And the same people who are upset with this, upset about Disney and complain about cancel culture are engaging in cancel culture because now they're boycotting and canceling their Disney subscriptions. It's just crazy. So the root of it is they passed a law in Florida that says that teachers can't teach about homosexuality and transgenderism. And everything else is just political theater and distraction and BS. Hope that was able to clear some things out. If I missed something, if you disagree, let me know in the comments. I will put my sources in the description, and I will see you guys next time.